Hey, my name's Jess, and I'm here because I often recommend Zoupa to people to help them with their mental health. I want them to because no one's helped me as much as Zoupa has. So anyway, here is my testimony. So basically, I met Zoupa, I think I was about 18 or 19, at a party through my friend Michelle. And he was just kind of wild guy, really nice. But I didn't know at the time of meeting him that he had some similar problems to me in the way he was raised. And basically, I personally grew up in a family where there was some beautiful members in that family, but my father was quite abusive. And it did affect me for years. It kind of ran my life, really. Like, I was pretty scared of people. You grow up with this authority figure that's quite intimidating and quite unkind. You go out into the world and you think, the world's like that, like your family is like the incubator of you. You think the rest of the world's kind of like that. So I went off and I continued to pursue music, whereas Zoupa went off and he pursued mental health and, I guess he tried to understand trauma and tried to figure out ways to kind of solve it. Whereas I was going through life being a musician, just trying to dealing with my trauma whilst being a muso. Whereas he tried to get to the bottom of fixing it. And about 8 years ago, he said, Jess, I've come up with this kind of protocol that I'm doing with people to help them overcome trauma. Nothing else has worked. I've been seeing psychologists for years, doing talk therapy. Nothing's worked. Like, my self-esteem is just absolutely shot. I'm incredibly depressed. I can manage to work, but that's about it. Gone through all these boyfriends who were just abusive. Like, it was pretty terrible. I was actually living a terrible life. But anyway, so he said he's come up with this thing that's like a multi-discipline type thing that he's kind of merged. And I thought, well, this sounds like some hippie kind of shit. I don't really believe it, but you know what? He's my mate and he wants to practice on me. And I thought, oh, well, I haven't seen him for a while. It's always great seeing him. So I said, okay, Zoupa, come over. It sounds interesting. So he came over and we sat down. He got out his whiteboard and basically he did created some kind of graph and, pulled some different ages out of the hat and said, when you were 7, blah, 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 did something happen like this? And I thought, it's kind of interesting. We went through it, we did the first session, and after that session, something fundamental in me changed. I don't know how he did it, but anyway, something in me changed. The world looked different. Like, it wasn't scary anymore. I wasn't looking for the bad in people. I was seeking out the good. Yeah. I said to him, wow, it's incredible what you've done. And I've never spent money on my mental health. I've always seen psychologists, but it's been, those 10 mental health sessions you get or whatever it is. And I thought, you know what, this actually works and I'm going to do it. And then I said, I wonder if there's a way we can make it a tax deduction. And look, and it's absolutely changed my life. I was always scared to work for people because I thought if you work for people, it just opens up the door for them to abuse you. There's no way you can go through life and ever appear vulnerable or weak because it'll just, open the doors for abuse. Even changing that concept within myself that I can be employed by someone and they won't abuse me has, I'm now employed by this guy, Jerry. I get to help enrich his life and change his life. I'm actually able to help people now rather than just scraping by trying to help myself. I'm working with the people I admire. I'm working with my heroes, my childhood heroes. I'm a musician. So Eric McCusker from Mondo Rock, I would have found that incredibly hard to pursue because I always felt inferior. Like, I grew up and my father has a personality disorder and he would put me down and take things out on me. But really, if you know about personality disorders, or you've ever heard about being the scapegoat child of a narcissist, everything that's bad is just kind of taken out on you, and they just, they kind of decimate your self-esteem. No, I did it through having Zoupa. That's my testimony.